like women that you can manipulate into thinking that they're
here we
smaller
go.
or less worthy than you.
You're manipulating this conversation right now from the argument.
I'm not manipulating the conversation. I'm just saying, from a viewpoint, it seems like you like women that you can manipulate into thinking that you're the best thing that they've ever had in order for them to feel like that it's okay that he cheats on me because I've got a prize. Absolutely not.
That's a fact, though.
No, it's not a fact.
It is a fact.
It's not a fact.
It's a statistical fact. Myron Gains, one half of the Fresh Fit podcast. We are here to do an episode of grilling. Like seeing women? Always, man. I'm always womanizing, always sourcing. The more you deal with females, the more you just realize, like, man, they're really not that special. Man, I am the grill. I be cooking these hoes. When you've interviewed almost 3,000 girls, you know what they're gonna say. So it's like black belt and this stuff. So I'll be good. It makes it more exciting when you don't know.
And last one, are you ready, Myron?
Always am. Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to
Myron,
meet you.
You gonna give me a hug or what? Oh no, that's lame.
That's the traditional way.
Yeah, that's lame.
No, it's not. It's
Very
respectful.
No, lame.
No?
Lame.
Oh,
Lame.
well, you can just sit down then.
Well, you can stand up.
Or you could just sit down.
I'm gonna walk out then.
Air hugs.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, very good. She didn't want to stand up. Typical feminist. I mean, you know, it is what it is. You got to play the game, guys. This is how women are nowadays. You know, they want to sit there and think, oh no, I'm not gonna stand up. And it's like, okay, cool. Now I'm gonna demolish you in this debate.
So, what's it like living in Miami?
It's good. Lots of hoes.
Women?
Some, but most are hoes.
We're about 5 seconds in and he's already saying the word hose. Okay, and do you indulge with them a lot or?
Yeah, she's trying to grow me, but you know, I'm a professional in this black belt with dealing with womanese, so easy mode. I mean, we have them on the show all the time. We have regular girls as well. So.
Oh, what do you do? Sorry.
Oh, we have a podcast ourselves where it's a male
Is that what's
self-improvement
on your
podcast.
t-shirt?
Oh yeah, male self-improvement podcast. Yeah, fresh and fit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have women on there?
Yes, it's a component of what we do. We also do Money Mondays, teach guys how to make money. Then Wednesdays, how to date properly and get your stuff together. And then Fridays, we do call-in shows or bring in special guests or whatever it may be. But,
So do you think you're quite knowledgeable in the dating field?
To a degree.
Do you think you have a great understanding of how women work?
Yes, unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a great thing if you understand the women?
Well, the thing is, you can either understand women or respect them, but you can't do both at the same time.
What is he talking about? I don't think that's a true statement. I think with understanding women, you'd learn to respect them more. The same as understanding a man, you'd learn to respect him more.
Nah, you can't respect them as equals once you understand them.
You'd still respect them as a woman and what value they hold.
I'm
and what they
speaking
bring.
from an equality standpoint. Like, I can't respect them as equals since I understand them. And I think that's the way they like it anyway.
You can respect each other for their gender. Like, I would respect a man for being a man and what he provides as a man, and you could respect a woman for the things that she could provide that you could never do.
If you understand women, there's no way you can respect them as equals. That's my premise on it.
Why can't you respect them as an equal?
Because we're way different.
Yeah, but you can still respect the fact that you're different and respect what they're capable of that you're not.
Men and women aren't equal. It's just funny how women want you to treat them as equals, but everything that they're actually attracted to and aroused by, most importantly, is not equal.
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
For example, perfect example. I came down here. I said, oh, give me a hug. What'd you say? Oh, well, it's traditional, kiss my hand.
Yes. That did not sound English.
That right there in itself signifies the difference between men and women.
Yeah.
You displayed it yourself a second ago.
Also, that's fine. Doesn't mean you can't respect that.
So traditionalism, and this is what a lot of girls do, they'll want traditionalism when it benefits them, but that they'll want to expect to be treated as equal later on.
Don't you think men are the same though?
How so?
Like, they want to be traditional in the sense that they provide and stuff, but then they want to be treated equal when they can't bother to show up as a man anymore.
Well, here's the thing. I disagree with that. I think men need to, be protectors and providers. So I don't think women should work. I think the man needs to be the sole breadwinner, and I think women should work electively. With responsibility comes authority, right? So if you're going to go ahead and be responsible and pay the bills and everything else, like, you should have the authority to tell your girl what it is.
So do you think men are higher value than a woman in a relationship?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, every time I come on the show, it's just another girl spouting the same bullshit about, oh, treat me like a lady, but at the same time, I'm equal to you. It's like, what the fuck? It doesn't make sense. If you want to be treated like a lady, that inherently means we're not equal. Because it's way harder to find a guy that has a shit together than an attractive woman.
It's not necessarily an attractive woman, because if
That's
if
what we
all
care
you're
about.
looking for is an
That's
attractive
what we
woman,
care about.
So you don't care that what values, traditions, what respect levels.
Well, yeah,
what
obviously she
thinks.
can't be a whore either. It's not that hard to be pretty and keep your legs closed. It's not
But
hard.
it's not. Is that all you care about, though?
Yeah.
This guy is unbelievable. So you wouldn't want a woman that looks after you, looks after your mental health, looks after your brain,
Of course, that comes
you.
with it.
Not necessarily. I know a million beautiful women that haven't got the power in their brain or the sense to be accommodating in that sort of any way.
Well, typically when girls aren't, right, that means they come from a strong family structure.
Yeah.
They understand these things. They have a strong male figure in their family to some degree that they respect.
But then you are expecting more than just looks, then, aren't you?
Well, it's the main thing to get her foot in the door. It's the most important thing, because there's no conversation if she's not attractive first.
Okay, so what's your type?
Not fat,
Okay.
not a hoe,
What would you classify as fat?
polite. It's just crazy to me how, like, there's so many girls that are, like, you know, big as hell. Like, I weigh about 195 to 200 pounds. There's girls that weigh as much as me, and I'm 6'3". So it's like, it's crazy. You know, they'll be 100 kilos and expect you to...
So you want to feel bigger than the woman?
It's not about me feeling bigger. It's just about, I don't want a fat girl. It's unacceptable. Just like women don't want a man shorter than them. I don't want a girl big as hell. Facts.
Do you not think that's quite, like, offensive to women?
In what way?
Calling them fat as hell?
Yeah, because they're in direct control of every morsel of food that goes in their mouth. That's even worse. Just like a dude is in control of how much money he earns, woman's in control of how much food she consumes.
Also, men are in control of how much food they consume, so men can also get overweight.
Well, yeah, it's unacceptable to be fat as a man as well, but it's even worse when you're a female, because at least as a man, you can make up for your lack of aesthetics. Men have to provide value and utility in way more than one way. Women, you guys have one job. Make sandwiches, what more? 2 jobs. Make sandwiches, be hot, 3 jobs. And don't be a whore. Not hard.
That is ridiculous. So all you require from a woman, and you think all we're capable of as women, is making sandwiches, looking good, and what was the third thing? Not being
Not being a whore.
not being a whore.
Well, I didn't say that's all they're capable of. What I'm saying is that these are things that men tend to value. Women tend to think that we care about, like, their opinions and all this other stuff. We don't care about none of that. Men actually don't want a lot, guys. We're very simple.
Women's opinions, of course, are valid. This guy has got everything seriously twisted. But you will eventually, won't you? So if you were with a woman and you were settling with a woman and you were growing as a business or something, your woman is naturally going to be right by your side, isn't she? So you are going to value her opinion. You are going to respect.
No, because the reality is when a woman's with a man that she loves, admires, and respects, her opinions pretty much become your opinions. Girls absorb the strongest man in that they're in a relationship with or that they're linked to. So, for example, if a girl has a strong father, a lot of the time she has a very similar worldview to her father.
Yeah.
If she has strong brothers, she has a similar worldview. If she doesn't have any male, influence, she'll think dumb shit like her mom tells her, oh, man ain't shit, blah, blah, blah. So I can always tell from speaking with a woman if she has a father or some kind of strong masculine figure in her life. That's why we don't care about y'all opinions, because we know it could be morphed by whatever you're influenced by.
But some women do have a great mind and they do have helpful opinions and they do have a different opinion that maybe, well, actually, I wouldn't have thought about it like that because I'm in such a masculine state that sometimes you forget the femininity is actually really important too when it comes to certain things.
Her opinion matters, but she has to earn that, right? So, like, a lot of girls think that we care about their opinion early on in a relationship or whatever. We really don't care, because a man's life is way harder than a woman's life. So whatever opinion you have, it's kind of null and void.
I don't necessarily think a man's life is harder than a woman's life. I think men have a hard life, women have a hard life, but we have different struggles.
Yeah, these feminists are stupid as fuck.
If he spent even a day in a woman's shoes, he would know that that is a lie. I think the only thing that's different with men and women is women have a great support system. So any of our struggles are like shared, they're halved, whereas a man is literally on your own. You don't really have that friendship group that you could go and release your emotions to. No. That doesn't mean that anyone's life's harder. It just means we both have equally hard lives and we have to.
We must become excellent. Like, women have the privilege of being mediocre and still being taken seriously by society, still finding a man to take care of them. Us, on the other hand, if we don't become excellent, our reality reflects that. We get no chicks, no one respects us, no one wants to hang out with us. So as a man, you must go out there and become successful. For women, you don't have to.
You'll never experience childbirth. You'll never experience pregnancy. You'll never experience menstrual cramps.
That's a choice.
Menstrual cramps aren't a choice. They're
okay,
monthly.
But pregnancy is.
But if you wanted a child, because it's not just a singular choice, is it? It's between two people. So if you wanted a child, you can't physically have your own child. It'd be on your woman.
This is a perfect example of women always seeing the finish line and not actually seeing the race. What needs to happen for a child to be born?
The obvious.
Sex, right?
Sexual intercourse.
How does a man go about getting sex?
I don't know. You have loads of
exactly.
hosts, so it's probably really easy.
Delusional female, what's new? Let's talk about the race. Let's talk about the guy having to build his value up. Let's talk about the guy being useless at 18 years old versus a woman at 18 years old. Everyone's trying to fly her out. If she's hot enough, she has an Instagram profile. She's getting offers from dudes that are, $1 million, $2 million net worth, etc. As a man, you have to build yourself up to even be able to get sex. Women are just offered sex.
I don't think that's true, actually, because if you're a good-looking guy, like you said, there's plenty of women around that will happily have sex. If you're a good-looking guy...
We all know that it's not easy for guys to get laid. If it was, guys would be watching porn or subscribing to OnlyFans or all this other fuckery that we got going on with sex work.
It's not harder for men to have sex. It might be harder for men to have sex with higher value women, but like you said, there's hoes everywhere. There's women of less value or less attractive than you that would happily sleep with you. So it's not harder, you're just looking in the wrong places.
Okay, what does it take to be a good-looking guy?
Well, it depends. Everyone's idea of good looking differs, but most people find a lot of men attractive these days.
Okay.
Like the standards aren't very high.
I'll keep it simple. So as a guy to be attractive, you have to be tall. Most women want a guy over 6 feet tall. Most men don't qualify for that.
Most say this, but then when it actually comes down to it and you ask them about their pasts, most men probably aren't over 6 feet tall.
Well, you said good looking and casual sex. So if a woman's going to go ahead and have casual sex and good looking with a guy, she's typically going to want a guy that's like very, very attractive.
It depends how drunk she is. People get laughed into bed all the time.
The point I'm trying to make is that women typically want a guy who's better than them in every regard. So for a guy to get sex is very difficult. And then you're mentioning, oh, well, he could just be good looking. That's not easy for a man. You have to go to the gym. You have to build your body up. You have to dress well, smell well. Then you have to also have game. Even if you're a good looking guy.
Also the same for a woman.
She's got no fucking idea, man.
He has absolutely zero idea.
Do you fuck every good looking guy you talk to?
No, absolutely never.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking about me. You said you surround yourself with hoes, and I'm saying if you do surround yourself with hoes, then sex is easily obtainable.
Good looks a lot of the times might get your foot in the door, but if you're not able to convey yourself in a certain way, have a certain tonality, have a certain confidence, speak in a certain way.
But do you not think that's the same with a woman?
No.
We still have to go to the gym.
No, we actually appreciate when you guys are quiet.
I've had enough. But if we went on a first date and I sat there and I was like, you're going to think, one, she's boring, two, she's got no personality, three, she's got zero substance. Now, as much as you say all you want is someone to look good and make sandwiches, realistically, you're going to get so bored of that if the person you're dating has no substance.
Well, most women are boring in general. Imagine as a guy and, hot girls want to fly you out and suck your dick and smash you just for you existing. Would you actually go to the gym and develop yourself? The answer is a profound fucking no. And the hottest girls especially are boring.
That's not also very true. I think it just depends on how you were raised and your upbringing and what you were surrounded with. He is wrong. I do not care. That is wrong. There's a lot of people that you wouldn't find attractive that are also boring. There's a lot of people in general
but no one
that
cares about ugly
very
girls.
boring.
No one cares about ugly girls. But what I'm saying is that hot girls a lot of times are boring because they've never had to develop themselves to become attractive. And they've gotten everything that they've ever wanted simply by being hot. So why...
I think it's a very small minority of people, though.
No one gives a shit about ugly girls, just like no one cares about broke guys in front of 7-Eleven asking for money. You're invisible. Attractive women are fairly common.
Yeah, of course they are.
They're fairly common.
The attractive women that have had everything handed to them and never had to work and never had to build a personality, that's quite rare because a lot of people that I know that are attractive are very great people and they've had not everything handed to them. They've still grafted, they've still worked, and they've obtained a great personality.
Like women, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to remember that what women are interested in and what men are interested in are two different things.
He keeps saying about women don't like men unless they've got money, but I know girls out here that don't give a fuck about money.
The reason why I say women live life on easy mode is because they reserve the right to be useless if they want. But as a man...
I don't think so.
Hold on, well, okay.
But go on,
how many useless bimbos do you know that are with rich guys? You probably know a bunch.
No,
They're stupid, they don't make any money, they don't do nothing.
I don't know any.
You don't know? Okay, well, in the real world, okay, there's very attractive women that have no skills, right, that are with exceptional men, and they're able to do so because they're attractive. Now, with that said, I'm not knocking all women out there. If girls want to go to school and make money and be successful, that's cool, but the key is they don't have to. However, as a man, you cannot be a loser and get an exceptional woman.
But you can, especially in this generation where women want equality and women want to overpower a man. There's women out there that are doing really well.
Those relationships never last. Those relationships never last.
Does it ever last vice versa?
Yeah.
Or does he
Men rarely leave relationships.
Yeah, but they
it's
do
the girls
though.
That leave. Women leave, men don't. We know that 80% of divorces are initiated by women, and men rarely, if ever, leave women unless like they do some really vile shit. So, once again, a girl that doesn't understand how the real world works.
They don't leave the relationship. They just obtain other relationships during their relationship in order for the woman to leave.
Still in a relationship. They don't end it.
But is it really a relationship? Or some false pretenses now, isn't it?
Men almost always want other women. That's just how it goes.
Is that true though? Or
yes.
do you think when you really love someone that you will just stay in a monogamous relationship?
Monogamy is a lie.
For who?
For men. The guys that sit there and say, I want to be monogamous, 9 out of 10 times they're lying. It's cope. They want to have other women. They just either A, are too scared to admit it, B, don't have the sexual market value to attract multiple women, or C, all the above.
Do you know what? You don't actually realize how men think until you start dating them and this intense with this whole grilling thing, and they're really open about that. They all just want to women all day long, no matter what relationship, no matter what, and they think it's absolutely fine. It's not fine, guys. It's fucking damaging. Stop listening to online people, because you know what the truth is. If they find a good woman, they're not going to fuck anyone else anyway. They're just damaged. Let them heal. Come back to them. Don't listen to them, because they're just going to damage you as well. I'm not saying that men aren't naturally going to want other women, because that's a very natural thing for men. I understand that.
Yeah.
But it's whether you're going to break your relationship or risk your relationship in order to obtain another woman during that.
Why not tell her I'm going to have multiple girls? Why not be honest?
But then she might not stay.
Well, that's why most guys lie. But if your value's high enough, you tell her straight up, I'm going to have other women, and they accept it.
And this is why I always say, the more money you have, you think you can buy your way out of morality.
We always put morality in the female frame. Oh, it's immoral for you to have, multiple women. It's immoral for you to want to have other chicks. I could turn around and be like, well, it's immoral for you to want a guy that has money. It's immoral for you to want a guy that's 6 foot tall. It's immoral for you to want a guy that's better than you.
But it's natural, though. That's
it's natural for me to want hoes.
It's natural for you to want it,
to have multiple women.
It's whether you're going to go and do that.
So hold on. So it's okay for you to want and actually take action on having a guy that's 6 foot tall, that makes money, that has status, that is attractive, that's charming, that's good looking. But it's immoral for me to enact on my natural want, which is multiple women.
Yes, because it's very different. And a woman, and man, like you said, your
wait,
natural
hold on.
is someone who's not fat.
Let's make this even more fun. Hold on.
Let's make this even more fun.
This is a perfect example of women thinking that their double standards are more important than yours. So, for example, they want to sit there and say, I want a guy that makes money and tall and successful and strong, etc. But if you want multiple women, it's a problem.
He is the epitome of delusional.
As a man, I have to earn my ability to get a variety of women. You don't have to even earn your ability to get a guy that's 6 foot that makes money, etc.
Of course you do.
No, you don't. You just exist.
That's just not true.
Just exist.
You can't just exist and just get every man in the world.
If you're attractive, just exist. Have an Instagram profile. Be at a club or be at a bar. Just stand there.
If you
and someone will come up to
genuinely
you.
spent a week in a woman's body, you'd understand that that's actually not a true statement in the slightest. Maybe, like I said, the women that you've associated with have had a life like that.
If I was a woman, I'd see how women's lives are easy.
It's not.
Easy mode. Compared to men, easy mode. Typical modern day woman in front of me, guys.
I feel sorry for whoever bears this man's kids. You think women are inferior?
Yes.
Why?
It's biology, yeah.
Biology?
They're physically inferior. They're mentally inferior.
But aren't men here as protectors
inferior?
of women?
Yeah.
So why would we need to protect it if we was inferior? You protect things that are more in value to you than you are. I got him there.
No, well, because
the king has bodyguards, the queen has bodyguards to look after them because they're very high value. They need to be protected. Men are here as protectors of women.
Well,
so we're not necessarily inferior, are we?
The fact that I'm able to even protect you and I have the ability to do so
is because you're
that
stronger.
I'm superior to, yeah.
Your strength is superior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Men are superior, end of story. No one watches WNBA for a reason. They suck.
I don't think the
sports?
word inferior and superior are the right words to use between men and women. It's like a baby. Say we had a child, a little newborn baby.
He's inferior. He's useless. It's the truth. Babies are a liability, and so are women, guys.
Did he really just say babies are a liability?
And here's the thing, women are just like babies and children. Like, you guys can barely make your own decisions, don't know what you want to eat half the time, can't protect yourselves. It's like, God damn.
I mean, we can protect ourselves, but we shouldn't have to, because that's what men are for.
How are you going to protect yourself from a man?
No, not from a man, I suppose. Yeah. But this is why you're here, to protect us.
Yeah,
so we're not inferior to you. You're not superior. Your strength is superior for the reason of protecting women. He just seems so insecure when it comes to women, and I kind of feel a little bit sorry for him. Your strength is superior.
Which is the most important thing.
It's
strength is the only thing that matters.
Strength isn't all that matters. Stop winding me up now.
It's the only thing that matters.
That's a very vague statement to say. Strength is the only thing that matters in the whole world.
Yes.
So you can't
It's why we're at the top of the food chain. It's why we built this crazy world that we have right now. Everything was built by men. Let me be honest. Women suck at almost everything that they do.
I can't believe he's just said that.
Yeah, women suck at everything, guys.
That's so...
They suck at driving.
I'm a fantastic driver.
Okay.
I would run laps around you, I'm not going to lie.
They suck at sports.
I'm
They're not as
fantastic at
coordinated,
sports. Way
right?
more
You ever throw like a ball at a chick or something and she's not expecting it? Oh,
Do you know, I think you've really dealt with some really dumb women, because everything that you've just named, I'm fantastic
Well, being
at.
dumb and being uncoordinated are two different things. There's
Okay,
plenty of
but
people that are
I
very
know
smart. but
so
aren't
many
coordinated.
men that are uncoordinated. I could throw
For
a
sure.
ball and he's not going to catch it.
For sure.
I think you're talking
For sure.
about a minority of both genders.
No, I'm speaking in general.
Okay,
I'm speaking in general.
for both genders.
Yeah, for both
Because
genders.
there's men and women that can't
But
drive.
most
There's
women
men and
suck at
women-
most things is what I'm trying to say.
Most men suck at most things. Because
Such
if they
as?
didn't, every man would be a millionaire. Every man would be a high value man. Men suck.
There's a reason why there's separate leagues for everything,
Yeah.
right? Because women suck at most things.
That's such a vague statement, saying women suck at everything.
They do.
But how? How
They-
can you say
they-
women suck at everything? Women are better nurturers. They're better at emotional expressions. They're better at communication. They're better at
Oh.
childbirth.
So they're better at making
They're better at
sandwiches,
dealing
telling you
with pain.
communication. You guys can't even tell us what you want to eat.
Hold
so it's
on,
like,
I don't know what women you're dealing with, because I'm a very straightforward woman.
Okay.
If you ask me where we're going to,
But
I'm
in
telling
general-
you, I was thinking about it since last night.
we're
what I
talking
want
about
to
women in general here. I know you might be special. Ooh.
Okay, I am special, then, clearly.
fair. She just said women are good at communication. No, women are good at listening to communication and being able to assess the situation. But to be honest with you, they talk too much, they're annoying, and they can't even tell you what they want to eat. So explain to me how they're good at communicating.
Yeah, but I just think you've got a really, really bad viewpoint of women, and I think no matter
I have
how
a realistic
great,
viewpoint.
how great a woman is, you're just gonna say we suck at everything.
You guys do.
Men suck at everything.
You guys
then.
do. Here's
you
the
all
thing.
suck.
The reason why, the reason why I believe in being a protector, a provider, right, and women not working, etc., is because I know women deep down in the back of their mind suck. Like all the
You guys suck.
all
then,
the men.
because you're all incapable of a lot of things. You're not emotionally available. Men are the worst at being emotionally available.
Okay.
They keep all their emotions in, and then they become enraged. Okay, so
Being
men
emotionally available
emotionally
makes you less
suck.
attractive.
A man who's emotionally available is very attractive.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Guy sits there and cries and tells you
No,
his
don't
feelings.
cry.
That's being emotionally
No,
available.
no. You're not going to sit and cry every day, though, are you? You can cry if you're upset. Of course you can. It's natural.
And you're going to lose respect for
God
me.
gave us all of these feelings
And you're going to lose
to
respect
feel.
for me.
I'm
And
not
you're
going to
gonna
lose any.
Yes,
I'll give you a
absolutely.
cuddle. I'll put you on my shoulder
Yeah,
and I say,
and then your
baby,
vagina will get dry.
okay.
See, this is female garbage once again.
I
Oh,
don't-
be emotionally available. And then I'm like, okay, well, you want the guy to cry and have his emotions.
I don't
You're like,
want him to sit and cry every day.
But that's being emotionally available.
Yes,
Emotions
when
are
it needs
erratic.
to happen.
They happen
Then
all the
cry
time.
if you need to cry. When was the last time you cried?
Ooh, it's been a while. I can't remember.
Exactly. He needs a good old cry, this one. But that is a very healthy part of being a human being, not a man or a woman. Being a human being, you have to express these feelings. You have to feel every emotion. Because you know what you'll do? You'll build it up and it will come out in a different emotion. And mostly in men, it comes out as rage.
One of the big cornerstones of being a man versus being a woman is emotional control. Because look, I'll tell you this.
Emotional control is healthy, but that means
So
knowing
that's
when
not
to
being
control.
Yeah, so that means
when to be emotional.
that
That doesn't mean
means-
don't feel your emotions.
Yeah, go ahead and feel them, but feel them by yourself or with one of your guys that you could trust, not with a woman, because women are not receptive to emotionally available
But
men.
you say that, but look
you
at
guys
how
say
many men, right, are in relationships.
Yeah.
When they're having a bad day,
Yep.
who are they going to go to make their day better? Their woman.
No, I would talk to my guys.
Okay,
Women
well,
don't have
I don't think
solutions.
you like women.
No, I do.
You don't like women because any man, they will go home to their woman will make them feel better. If they're feeling down, they're going to go to their woman because women are
No.
emotional. We're nurturers, we're carers, we're going
Yeah,
to
but-
make you feel better
but they
naturally.
can't help you.
He's been so damaged.
They can't help you.
What's a man going to do?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
We deal
because
with the
women
same
can
struggles.
help you with everything.
No, they
what's
can't.
What's your boys going to do?
Remember how I
Rub your
said
back?
women live life on easy mode? See, I build upon myself. Women live life on easy mode, which means they have a different experience than men do. There's no burden of performance. Women are born with value, men must earn their value. So what the hell do I look like telling a woman my problems that she doesn't have any idea of, she can't even fathom because she's a female, she can't give me any real solutions. The difference between men and women is this. When I have problems and I go to someone, I want solutions. Women, you guys just want someone to hear you guys out.
Yeah.
That's why you guys can come to us with your problems and be like, I feel this way, blah, blah, blah. You guys don't want solutions. You just want to be heard. Cool. Us,
I mean,
we have
depends on
problems.
the problem.
Yeah, but most of the time they just want to be heard. With men, we want solutions. Men are deductive problem solvers. That's why you see the fantastic world in front of you that we have here.
We have a very powerful mind, and the right woman is very
Oh,
intelligent.
going back to what I was saying. Yeah, they suck at everything, right?
Oh my goodness.
So since I know that women suck at everything, right? Since I know that they suck at everything, I understand that the burden of performance is on me. I got to protect, I got to provide, and her job is to be pretty and be there. Like, she don't got to worry about nothing. And that's how women want it. That's
how we want it, but that's not because we suck. That's because we haven't got any good qualities to offer. That's just because that's naturally what we would require from a man. And
so you naturally suck.
No, I don't
Thank you for
naturally
proving my
suck.
point.
Men actually suck. Like, if we really deep it, men suck.
Majority do suck.
You all suck.
Yeah,
You
majority
all
do suck.
You all suck, because even the high value men, you've got sucky mentalities, yeah, where you think you can go and fuck everyone now
Hold on.
because you've got money.
They have
Yeah?
to
So
earn
you
that ability.
suck.
No. They
You
have to earn
can't
that
earn
ability.
the right to cheat. You suck. Okay.
Yeah, you have to earn
Women,
your right
we
to
are
do it.
loyal. We're naturally more loyal. We're naturally more caring.
Disagree.
You have a bad experience with women.
Women are actually
Terrible. I actually
women
feel
are
sorry for
actually
you.
less loyal because women. And here's the thing.
I think you
from
need a good
biological
cry.
standpoint- No. Here's the thing.
I think women have really hurt you,
Here's
and
the
you
thing.
need to cry.
Oh, of course. Women can't be loyal from a biological standpoint, guys, because it's in their nature to seek the best. So if you're going to go ahead and seek the best all the time, it's in your nature to not be loyal. Women can't be loyal biologically because for them to be loyal, that means that they're going to stick with a guy even when he's at his worst.
And women do that, yeah.
They do, but they lose attraction, respect for that guy.
Not necessarily. It depends on what he's doing whilst he's down and out. If my husband or partner or whatever was down and out, but I can see that he's trying to build up, his mentality is still strong, I will push you, I will build you, I will help you grow.
Yeah,
I
but
will
how
give
long
you
will you do
everything
that?
until he gets to where he needs to be.
There's a time clock on that. The point is that...
Wait, I'm not going to wait 50 years, am I?
Okay. Yeah, how long are you really going to wait, man? She's not sticking around, guys. There's always a shot clock once you stop paying the bills.
He is a serious overthinker.
Women naturally cannot be loyal. They can't. From
We
a
are
biological
loyal.
standpoint, they're loyal to the best man that they can get only. But once that man is not able to provide security anymore, she loses interest, she loses respect first, then she loses interest. Next thing you know, she's not fucking you, she's not sucking you no more. But if you flip it, my girl loses her job, etc. I'm not gonna.
But that's not the
lose
same
respect
thing,
for her.
because we said women and men want different things. But if a woman got fat, now you're going to lose respect for her. So it's on the same spectrum. It's just
But
the
they'll
different
probably still
aspects
stick-
of your relationship.
Yeah, but men rarely leave women. Men are actually the more loyal ones, by far. Because here's the problem: you're conflating. This is where I see where the issue is. Your definition of loyalty, you're attributing it to both genders if it's the same.
Yeah.
And the reality is it's not. Your job as a woman is to be loyal sexually, through sexual fidelity. My job is to be loyal to you by protecting and providing for you.
And sexually.
No.
Yes.
No. Because a woman's main commodity is her sexuality. A man's main commodity is not his sexuality, it's his ability to provide security.
But that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You stay
does that
loyal
matter?
because you have to stay. A relationship is two people coming together and agreeing to be with each other, yeah? You going to have sex with someone else, you're not in a relationship.
But I'm not gonna protect that bitch.
I don't care. You're still giving her things that should only be for me.
No.
So what if a woman goes and has sex with another man? Then
It's
you're
not
going to
the
call
same.
her a hoe.
You're a whore.
Exactly.
But because you didn't have to earn that. Loyalty for a man is not sexual. Loyalty for us is being able to protect and provide for our woman. Being willing to put your life on the line for a female shows your loyalty as a man.
He's very insecure, and in that pain and trauma, he's tried to dissect the female mind, and he has got it so wrong.
Is it easy for a woman to get sex?
Is it easy for a woman to get sex?
Yes.
Of course it is.
Is it easy for a man to get sex?
Of course it is.
No, it's not.
Yes,
It's hard.
it is.
It's way harder.
I feel like you've had a really bad experience with getting women, because I know so many people that can just have sex.
Okay, you know what? Let's have fun with this if you think it's so easy.
Go on.
I'm the girl. How you ever gonna riz me up?
What a shit question. I'm not a man. I would never riz you
I
up.
thought you said it was easy.
Yeah, because I'm
It's easy. Riz me up.
I'm not a man.
I'm the girl.
I
Riz
don't
me
know how
up.
to riz people up.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Oh,
I wasn't
okay.
here for that.
See, guys, I told you, girls have no game. She failed with rizzing me up.
Did you just ask me to riz him up? I think he's a bit gay. That's why he wanted to act like a woman. I knew it. I called that one, guys. But it is easy, isn't it?
No, it's
Yes,
not.
it is. You go on a date, you date a few,
What
get
does it
to
take
know
to
the
get a date?
person. You just ask a girl on a date.
It's that easy.
If you're going for high value
You go on a
women
date
and you're
with every
ugly,
single guy?
no, absolutely not.
Okay.
Okay.
Would it be fair to say that you are very picky on who you go on dates with?
Absolutely.
Congratulations,
Very
you
fair.
just proved my point. Point proven once again.
I didn't say I would have sex with everyone.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's easy to have sex away from me,
Okay.
not with me, away from me. Yes, it is.
See, you said you were special earlier, right?
Yeah, I am
You
very
just gave
special.
the answer that every other girl gives.
I'm not that obtainable,
Okay.
but you
Congratulations.
know a lot of women
Every
are.
girl thinks like you do, even hoes.
I don't care what he says or how much work he's put in his calculations. He doesn't understand women.
It's easier for women to get sex. It's hard for men to get sex.
If
So
you're
therefore-
ugly, probably.
Ugly as a man? Even attractive guys struggle.
That's a lie. That is a lie.
There's dating
You,
coaches
as
out
an
there.
attractive man,
Yeah.
you go to Ibiza or Marbella, somewhere like that.
How do I go to Marbella?
You fly there
How do I fly there?
on an aeroplane.
How do I get on an airplane?
You walk onto it with your legs, mate.
Oh, how do I get the ticket?
You buy one with your money. It's like 20 quid for a
okay,
flight.
and then
If you ain't got 20 quid for a flight to Marbella, sweetheart, you've got more problems in
well,
life than going to have sex
from
in
Miami,
Marbella.
it's way more expensive. And then Marbella, you think it's
But
cheap to
you're
live
in Miami.
Is it cheap to be in
It's
Marbella?
a city of hosts, you said.
You're missing the big point of you have to have money, which isn't easy to acquire.
Not if you live in Miami and you've got all them hoes around you. You don't need anything, do you? Walk down the street.
You need to live in Miami is not cheap.
Okay, I understand now.
Yeah.
But you've obviously moved to Miami because you've established yourself in life. But I'm saying
But
if
that's
you
not
already
easy.
naturally live there.
That's not easy though.
Okay.
That's not easy.
I'm not disregarding your journey in life of where you've came from, or any man's journey in life of building themselves up. But it is easy to obtain sex. As a good-looking man, you can walk up to a girl in a nightclub, and 9 times out of 10, if she's drunk enough, she's going home with you. I'm sorry, we
No,
live
she's
in a
not.
generation where women open their legs for fun. Yes, they do.
Yeah, girls are hoes, but you mistake that only a minority of men can actually pull this off. It's not easy to get girls at the club because you got to get table service, run game, all this other bullshit.
If you're a good-looking man,
it's not easy.
and you look good.
And most women find most men as unattractive.
Because most men are unattractive.
Okay, so there we go. So since it's difficult, it is respected. But since it's easy for women to get laid, it is not respected. So me having multiple women, going back to the whole loyalty thing, that's where we started,
Yeah.
is way different
Yeah.
than you going and having sex with another guy. Because I have to
I
earn my
understand that
ability
point.
to have
Yes,
multiple women.
I completely
You
understand
don't have
that
to
point.
earn your ability
But
to
just
have men.
because you've earned it doesn't mean you need to go and showcase that whilst you're in a relationship. If you've earned it, fantastic. Go and enjoy it, but just be single whilst you do it.
Hold on, why are your standards more important than mine?
There's no such thing as no one's standards are more important.
Yeah,
If
because
your standard is that you want to sleep with multiple women,
yes,
have the best time. Be
Exactly.
safe, wrap it
Exactly.
up. Because,
because I had to earn that. But why should
'Cause
you
you
be
earned
entitled
that.
to a 6-foot guy plus that makes money?
How can I what, sorry?
So you could demand a guy that's 6 foot that makes money,
Yeah.
but I can't demand multiple chicks?
You can demand whatever you like in this life, but stay single. This guy should just stay single.
Her standards are more important than mine, and you guys should take this as a lesson. This is how women think. Their standards always override yours. Don't fall for the bullshit. Always put your standards first because you're the one that's got to put the work in first. Here's the thing. If you're attractive enough, girls will accept you having other women.
I don't know what women you're referring to, but if you can find that, then, hats off.
I already do.
Well, that's
already do.
fantastic.
They
That's
accept it.
great.
They accept it. I had 3 girlfriends
I don't
at one
know
time.
a woman, 3 girlfriends at one time.
Yeah.
Do they all know about each other?
Yeah.
Do you think they respected you?
Yeah, they went to Disney World together. It was great.
Do you think they respect you as a man?
Absolutely.
Because a woman that respects
Because
her man
they-
isn't
because-
sharing her
because-
man with anybody.
Oh, no. It's actually quite on the contrary. A woman that respects her man understands that this is what he wants. I respect him this much. I will accept it.
That's delusional.
No, it's actually very realistic.
He does not respect women at all. No.
I would argue the woman that understands that she's with a guy that's successful, top of the, top tier, etc., she understands that she has to share him. That's extremely pragmatic. Actually the opposite of delusional. Because most women are delusional. They say, oh, I want a guy that's tall, charming, makes money, charismatic, in shape, strong,
God, I need to get my notepad out. This guy won't shut up.
entertaining, witty, all this other crap. Oh man, there's not many of these guys there. Oh, I found one. Oh, I want him to be loyal to me.
Yeah, but I think if you
hold on,
actually cared...
that's delusional. It comes back to supply and demand. If you find a guy that's 1 out of a million,
Mm-hmm.
right? And every other girl is looking for the same shit because you guys are not as special as you guys say you are.
Yeah.
What makes you think that guy's gonna be loyal to you when he has the pick of the litter? He is the special one in this regard.
I don't necessarily think that's true. I think
Supply and
you
demand.
meet your match, and if you ever met your match, you wouldn't go and have 3 girlfriends at once. And I don't agree that they would respect you. I think if you had any respect for women, which I know you don't value
I don't respect them
women.
as equal.
You don't respect them as equal. If
Different.
you had any respect for them at all,
I respect
you
them as
wouldn't
humans, of
have
course.
3 girlfriends.
Actually, I
at
respect
once.
them more than most guys because I think they should be protected and provided for. I
Yeah.
don't think they should work.
Yeah.
But
it's
for me to have that mindset, I must understand that they're not equal. Every guy that's attractive to women has this mindset. Like
That's not true.
the most attractive men, we're all sexist, all of us, because
There's being sexist and there's being
It's a good
completely
thing.
disrespectful. Did he really just say sexism is a good thing?
sexism is a good thing and women want it. I'm disrespectful for saying women need to protect and provide.
No, that's not disrespectful. I like
Oh,
that.
that
That's
part.
a great point.
Oh, pick and
Love
choose the
that.
disrespect. Here we go.
Not the disrespect. That's not disrespectful.
See, she's going back on herself, guys. She retreating now.
Disrespectful is having a relationship, having that commitment with someone, and then breaking that and having multiple women. If you want that lifestyle, like I said, by all means, go and have a great time. Like you said, you earned it. Just stay single. I don't think, and you know, the women that are accepting this, no offense, they obviously have very low self-worth and very low self-respect for themselves. Because why would you tolerate that? Or you could go and get a man that is only going to be loyal to you. Maybe they just care about the money.
No, they're realistic.
Okay, realistically, gold diggers.
No, they're realistic in the sense where they understand I'm with a top tier guy. I know my place. I know other women are going to want him. I know he's going to be a man.
Do you not
but
think
at the end of
you'd
the day, he loves me and he's going to come to me. The girls I'm with are realistic. They get it.
The women that he's with, they probably have some daddy issues. They've got some self-esteem issues there. So they're constantly seeking validation in the wrong places. Would you not hold more value as a high value man, knowing that you can have any girl and you can have that, but not giving in? Would that not make you mentally stronger, physically more manly, that you don't give in to temptations? Men that can commit themselves and stay loyal to one person are the sexiest men in this world.
Would you hold value if you could bench 225 pounds?
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't. No one cares. That's the same exact thing with you asking, would you hold value as a man if you were able to not have sex with a bunch of girls? That's a ridiculous question.
It's not a ridiculous
we don't
question.
hold our value the same. You hold your value by not having sex with other people.
Yeah.
I demonstrate my value by being able to have sex with other girls.
I don't think we're going to agree on this topic.
You don't have to agree, but that's the reality of how men may select and how women may select.
Did you always have this mindset, or with money did you acquire this mindset?
Yeah, I've always pretty much.
Since you were young, you've always just said, yeah, you know what, men should be able to just around.
Yeah.
And you don't think that's disrespectful to your partner?
Not at all, because men have to earn their value. So therefore, if you've earned your value, it's on you how you want to spend that value. Women don't earn their value, so they can't dictate how you spend yours.
Toxic guy. There's women that really just don't care about money at all. I know in Miami that might sound right, but it's
dudes don't want to
true.
have sex with girls. Yeah.
Dudes that want to have sex with.
No, I just was saying something else ridiculous that isn't true.
Okay, well, it is true. There is women out there. I think you only know so many women because of the lifestyle that you've lived, obviously, and the ones you've been around. But in the real world, there's actually women that don't care about money. They're not chasing after rich men. They're not chasing after all of these things. They just want substance, love, and loyalty.
If the guy has certain things in place first.
Not necessarily. Women grow and build with their partners.
Women absolutely care about a man's ability to provide security, and that security a lot of times is contingent on how much money they earn. All girls are gold diggers. Some are just better at hiding the shovel. What do I mean by this? I mean, some girls are overt about it, saying, I only marry millionaires, or I only date millionaires. Cool. Shovel's right there. Everyone can see it. Some girls got the little fucking small shovel where they say stupid shit like, oh, I want a man that's ambitious. I want a man that has a good mindset, that's a hard worker. That's still a gold digger to a degree because you're banking on potential. All girls are gold diggers. Some are just better at hiding the shovel, guys. Women are like sports scouts. You go to a game, you see this guy, damn, this guy got potential. Okay. Some girls are willing to take a risk on that individual. Some are not, and they're like, no, I want him to be self-made and be ready to go when I get there. But the point is that all girls are gold diggers to a degree, and all girls care about a man's future.
I actually think he needs to date a man because he hates women so much. I know women that are happy being the breadwinners in their relationship.
Being the what?
Like they earn the more money than their man.
They don't fuck that man no more.
But they do, and they have a healthy relationship, and that's just how they like their dynamic.
She don't respect him. She don't like him like that. She's probably talking to other guys.
Not all women are gold diggers. I know a lot of women that really just don't care about money these days.
Ugly girls don't care about money a lot of times. That's true. But who cares about them?
Wow.
I wish there was a fuck no for this.
Why?
Because women are useless friends. Remember I said women suck at everything? One of the things they suck at is being friends.
Here we go again. I'm going back to my statement of you don't like women. I think if women didn't have vaginas, would you even have any association with a woman?
No. Fantastic question.
So
That's
are you gay?
No. That's a big no.
Would you just prefer to date men?
No. Because vaginas
But
are
you
great.
just seem like you like men so much more than women.
I understand where each gender has value. Conversation, making money, having...
Are we not having a great conversation right now?
I'm actually in pain, but we're making this happen, right?
Wow.
Making it work.
Okay.
But it's okay. I have a high pain tolerance going to the gym. So
Okay, women have a higher pain tolerance than men, just saying.
That's
Keep
fantastic.
going.
Women don't have the same life experiences as men, so it's very difficult for them to identify what your masculine problems. Controversial take here. If you're not getting sexual access to a woman, you're not getting her best. Women can't serve two masters. So for you to get the best out of a woman, get that nurturing care, get that, that what I call high give a fuck attitude that women give, you have to be having sex with her and she has to respect you. If you're in a friend zone, by definition, she doesn't respect you.
I don't think that's a true statement at all. How can you not just, it's the same as just having a girl meet. It's like having a guy meet.
No.
You can have the same kind of conversation.
If a guy's in a friend zone by a woman,
yeah,
she does not respect him.
of course you can respect them.
When a woman friend zones you guys, it effectively means you are not sexually attractive to me and I do not want to procreate and or carry your lineage. Don't ever accept the friend zone. Go find another girl.
Okay, but she's not friend zoned him. They're just friends. They've both made a mutual decision to be just friends.
No. She made the decision. He wants to smash. If it's the other way around, cool. I'm cool with the guy having friends and he's choosing it. That's fine. But let's be honest here. That's rarely the case. It's always the woman is friends with the guy. He wants to sleep with her. She knows this, but she's able to siphon off utility from him. Oh, I'm able to have a guy I could talk to. Oh, I'm able to get this masculine energy. Oh, I'm able to get the boyfriend energy. It's basically you're able to have a boyfriend without fucking him. It's a win-win for women.
But I have a great friend who I've had since I was 11, who's a male, who would never sleep with me, doesn't want to sleep with me. Yes.
If you called him at 2 a.m. and said, I'm drunk and horny, he would fuck you.
He 100% wouldn't fuck me.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Ever. There's just never been that. I think because we grew up together from such a young age, there isn't an attraction. He's literally like my family.
No.
Yes.
No.
And he would never fuck me.
He would have given an opportunity.
He would never.
Women constantly think that their friendship and their company is more valuable than it really is. The reality is that most men wouldn't talk to you guys.
Most men value women though. You don't like us.
Most men would not talk to women if they didn't have vaginas.
That's also not a true statement.
That's an absolute fact.
That is not a fact.
If there was no sex involved and there was no sexual access, we would not talk to y'all. We would play video games, we'd hang out with our bros.
But women play video games.
Women suck at video games.
I'm fucking fantastic, actually.
Bro.
So let's stop calling me sucky. Women are great at things,
just because you might be good at something doesn't mean that a majority of women don't suck.
But just because you're good at something doesn't mean the majority of men don't suck.
What do you mean?
The majority of humans these days, unfortunately, suck.
All the top video game players are men. All the top chess players are men. All the top drivers are men. NASCAR drivers, etc., Formula One.
That's because it's a lot harder for women to get into the field because a few years ago we couldn't even work.
Here we go.
Okay?
No.
Men dominate the world, we understand, naturally.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Women dominate the world.
No, they don't.
Women have more... Okay, name one right or privilege that men have that women don't besides being able to have sex with a bunch of women without being judged.
Why is he pointing at me?
Name one right or privilege men have that women don't.
In this day and age, none.
Exactly. Women do run the world. Nowadays, especially.
The men do this and the men do that, and now all of a sudden women run the world. Make your mind up, mate.
I just understand that we're different. And there's also
we
a saying
all
in
understand
Spanish,
that we're different.
the prettier you are, the quieter you are.
Wow.
In all of the Latin world.
Are you Spanish?
No.
Or did you just obtain that because you hate women?
No. Well, it's actually funny. My girlfriend told me that as a phrase. So
Which one? Number 6?
She's number 1 now, but she was number 2 before.
Okay. Yeah. She says she upgraded. I bet she feels great about that.
Go. Yeah, hey, man.
Do you know what? As this date's gone on, it's just got worse and progressively worse and worse and worse. So they're all treated the same. They all get the same access to you.
If they're my main girl. But I have a very strict vetting phase. Yeah, it's not easy managing women.
How many main girls do you have at once? Like, what do you think is like a healthy, obtainable amount for you? What could you tolerate in life?
It depends on the guy. Every man is different, has different tolerance levels. But I think having 1 to 3 main girls and then some side chicks, you know,
you see
that's
the
when it
word
starts
main?
to get crazy.
Like, you know when you go to a restaurant, you get side dishes, you get a main course, you get one. You get a few sides, but you get one main. You can't say 1 to 3 main girls, because you'll only get one main.
But
the rest will be sides.
Hold on. But if you go to the gym and you train hard, you're going to want 2 mains.
No, I won't actually.
Yeah.
I'm not that I'm not that hungry.
You need more calories.
Yeah, so just have 1 big main.
No.
Let's get a bigger woman.
2 mains.
Oh, no,
you
you
might
don't
want,
like them either.
You want chicken here, you want steak here, you went really hard in the gym, you need extra protein. Same thing. I can eat a lot. I put work in the gym, unlike these fat hoes.
I really admire the way that you can make anything make sense in your head. I love that about you.
I think it makes a lot of sense for anyone.
I love that about you.
Because men operate in a meritocracy.
Because I just talked about women and you went, yeah, but I like chicken and steak. This is a lot. These are human beings. They are treasured, beautiful souls. And you're just, see how you like, you can't, oh, you know what? I think you'd love it more if I was sat here and I had a penis.
Well, we'd have a more rational conversation versus you and your feelings. But,
I'm not in my feelings. I'm not in my feelings. I'm actually really enjoying this. I think it's really great.
Here's my thing. I just speak from a very matter-of-fact standpoint. What I'm saying is that as a man, if you go out there and conquer the world, you're going to get hungry and you're going to want multiple chicks. It just comes down to, do you have the value to be able to do it and pull it off? Most guys don't, so they got to sit there and be like, I'm monogamous. But most guys don't want to be monogamous. If you're a guy, you're attractive, you got your shit together, maybe you're religious or whatever, and you're like, I'm going to be monogamous because of my religion, fantastic. You made that choice. What I have an issue with is when guys are sitting there being monogamous because their girl tells them, if you cheat, I'll cut your dick off. Man, I wish my girl would try to tell me some shit like that. Happy wife, happy life. It's a fucking lie.
That is actually so true.
It's happy king, happy kingdom is how it works. So my thing is...
Did you make that phrase up for you?
No.
I've never heard that in my life.
You never heard that?
You went, let me see how I can turn this to a manly thing. And then you just made your own catchphrase.
Men lead, women follow. That's how it's got to be.
I agree with that.
Women can't lead anything.
That's not true.
They suck as politicians. They can't lead nothing. When they're CEOs of companies, they suck.
Yeah, because the men in power right now are doing a real great job. Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's a big fucking no.
Why?
Hell no.
Why?
Because it's a very submissive thing to do.
Pleasure in a woman submissive. Don't have sex there.
No, licking her vagina is submissive.
Why is that submissive? Is it because there's any
You're going down on
pleasurable-
her. It's literally like the perfect example of being submissive as a man. Fuck giving head, man. That's some bullshit.
Just pleasure your woman and get over it. You don't have to go down and she can just sit on your face.
That's even worse.
Why?
That's even worse. Women don't respect guys that sit there and just eat box all day.
Women
And
respect
here's the other thing,
men
too.
that will put her pleasure before that.
Fuck no.
Of course
it's
they
a
will.
woman's job to pleasure the man.
This is very
Sex-
overly sexist now.
Oh.
I was way over the
Well,
line.
it was sexist
there was a
a second
line,
ago.
and now you crossed
Kiss my
it.
hand.
Yes,
But now
that's not sexist.
Yeah,
That's
very
polite.
sexist.
That's lovely.
Could you imagine if I said, kiss my hand as a man?
because
You'd be like,
you're
what
not
the
a
fuck?
woman.
This guy's a weirdo.
That's just not. It's like
That's
me coming.
sexism.
No.
Sexism. There's some behaviors that are appropriate for one gender while being inappropriate for another, which is healthy and fine.
Sexual
and great.
activities aren't something that's for one or the other. That is just something that you indulge in together.
Okay, why do men talk to women?
Because we're fantastic.
How so?
Because we're great conversationalists. We are great listeners.
We discussed
we
earlier
have
that
a
we don't
great
care about
side
your opinions.
point. Yeah, you don't care about my opinion
Most
or
men
any
don't.
woman's opinion.
Most men don't.
No, that's just you and my. Maybe it's different in America, like I said, but most men in the UK value women. They like women aside from our vaginas.
You could like a woman and still want her to be quiet.
Yes, occasionally be quiet, but there's certain times you do want to have a conversation. There's sometimes I don't want a man to say a lot of things. You can be quiet too.
A woman's job is to please her man sexually,
Both
not the
of their
man's.
jobs is to
No,
please
it's
each
not.
other
No, it's
sexually.
not. Remember how I said women should work electively? Okay, men should please their woman electively.
Okay, but hear me out, right?
Oh.
You're in a relationship. You got
See?
3 girlfriends.
You're all for guys prepare,
on.
taking care of women, but you're not for, okay.
I am for women taking care of their men. Like
That's your job.
Completely, 100%. However, you have 3 women, yeah? 3 girlfriends. So you got 3 sources of pleasure. So
Well, not
your-
right now.
Your pleasure, okay.
Wait, main girls or are we talking side girls?
I'm on about in general, just every girl. How many mains? 2?
Right now, one.
1? And
Yeah.
how many sides?
Oh, shit.
A few, yeah?
Yeah.
So there's a few going on. So you've got a few people pleasuring you, yeah? And also you can step out at any point and go and get it elsewhere too.
Yeah.
If you want this woman to be loyal to you and exclusive to you and you're the only person giving her pleasure, do you not think you should pleasure her in every single way?
No. We don't look at vaginas over here.
He thinks pleasuring a woman is being inferior to a woman, and I think he has real serious issues.
We derive pleasure from you guys being quiet, making sandwiches, and giving us sex.
You do because you don't like us.
You guys derive pleasure from us being successful, being the most attractive guy, how other women look at us.
Men love women that other men love.
Maybe cucks. You want to know what guys like? Let me find a hot girl that doesn't have an Instagram. No one knows who she is. I'm going to bring her out, and people will be like, oh, shit, who's that? We don't know who she is. And we don't need other people to validate her. Women, on the other hand, they want to be with the top guy. They want to be with the guy. He walks in the club or he walks in somewhere. Oh, such and such. Oh, women need social proof. We don't.
That's not true, but also imagine if you got a
What?
girlfriend. That's not true. I don't
That
give
women
a
don't want
about
social proof?
status. No.
Okay, let me ask you a question then. Let's have fun with this.
Okay.
Let's say we met, right? We met in London, and you find me attractive. I'm like, oh, I'm throwing a party. Like, I'd love for you to come. Bring some of your girlfriends. It's going to be awesome. And you're like, cool, yeah, for sure. 2 scenarios. You come to the party, right? First one. You show up, you and your girlfriends, and there's 50 dudes and like 3 girls. Are you staying?
No.
Okay. Switch it up. Show up to the party in the second scenario with you and your girlfriends. 50 girls, like 5 guys. Are you staying?
Yeah.
I wonder why. Social proof is important, isn't it?
It's not about social proof. It's
That is
because
social proof.
Women feel more comfortable being in an environment full of women.
Okay.
If there's 50 men, I'm going to feel intimidated. I'm going to feel on edge, and I don't like that.
Okay.
That's not about social proof.
No. But see, here's the thing. Your ability to feel safe is rooted in social proof. The man being able to have a bunch of women there displays an ability of, this guy has some kind of social semblance. This guy's able to...
See, I wouldn't have even thought of it like that. I would have been like, great,
Because
I can
women
dance with
live
women
life
all
on
day
easy
and have
mode.
chunk.
This is what I'm trying to say. See, women live life on easy mode. You don't even understand all the bits and pieces of work that go into men creating an environment for women to have fun. Like, this is what I mean when I say girls have zero concept of what it's like to be a man or to be attractive. And this is why we can have multiple chicks and you guys can't, because we have to do all the work. Like, that's
No,
right there.
I think that's just you, because I think when everyone goes
You
home
proved
and
my
they go
point.
to sleep at night, you sit there
proved
with
my
a
point
graph
just
and
now.
you dissect every scenario ever,
Yes.
and then you try and make it
Yes.
like bulletproof. When
Yes.
actually it's not that hard.
Men must do
You
the
make
work.
it harder than it needs to be.
Men have to do the work to be attractive to women.
He is thinking about that way too much.
Because it wasn't easy for him to get those 50 bitches at that
Were
thing.
you ugly growing up?
What does that have to do
I'm
with
just
anything?
asking, were you ugly growing up?
All right, I'll answer that in a second. Why is she asking me this fucking weird ass question about I was ugly growing up? All guys were pretty much. See, this is what I mean when I say women only see like surface level of the work that men put in, right?
But not
Like,
every man puts in this much effort or this much thought behind
the most attractive
things.
ones do, and this is how you get the girls. You have to put in all this effort. This is why a man that is attractive, it's like a superpower because it's so hard to get. You expect to just bang one girl after you learned all this shit? Hell no.
But you
And it
play
takes years
women
of
like we're a
mastering.
game. You play the relationships like it's a game, like it's a test that
It
you're
is a
always
game.
trying to pass, but
It is a
it's
game.
not.
The problem
it's
is
meant
this.
to be beautiful. It's
It
meant
is
to
a
be
game.
harmonious.
It is a game. Women started this game. It is a game. That's why they call it you have game. It's just that women don't like it when they know that you're playing the game with them. They just don't like it when a man can outmaneuver them in this game because so few guys can do it.
It's not about outmaneuvering. No one's supposed to be winning. We're supposed
It's
to be on the
absolute
same
game.
team. We're supposed to be working
Everything
together
about women
as
is
a dynamic.
deception. You guys wear makeup, heels, waist trainers. Everything about you guys is a lie.
That's not a lie.
Absolutely.
I could take my heels off. I'm still the same person. I'm just a little bit shorter.
Let's say I told you I was a lawyer. I had a firm.
Okay, well that's lying, isn't
And we
it?
fucked, right? And then you find out that I work at McDonald's. I'm probably going to get Me Too'd, aren't I?
Because you're a liar.
Oh, okay. But what about women wearing makeup?
Is
Wearing
that a
waist
lie?
trainers,
But
filters on
I would take
Instagram.
my makeup off straight
Filters
away.
on
I feel
Instagram.
no way about being barefaced.
Makeup, women are fake. Everything about them is deceptive, guys. I told y'all. Everything about women, a lot of the times, is based in deception.
You've been hurt, heartbroken,
It's
and
the
damaged
truth.
by women, and I really feel like either a therapist or a good cry would change a lot of your views.
What did I say that was incorrect?
That women just lie about everything, that women care about social status.
The
that
makeup
women
industry
are all gold
is a
diggers.
multi-billion-dollar
Yes,
industry
it is, and it's
for a
also
reason.
very damaging for women. Hence, I
You changed an argument.
Why?
Because makeup in itself inherently is to deceive.
Or to enhance.
No, it's to make up for your lack of aesthetics. That's why it's called makeup.
If I take my
Make
makeup
up
off,
for lack of aesthetics.
I look the exact same. Oh yeah, I do. I look the same. Like
Yeah, and I got a 12-inch dick.
Do you? That's fantastic. Probably
Yeah.
why you got so many hoes. So go back to earlier.
Sure.
Did you grow up ugly?
Every man does.
It makes a lot more sense. Do you know what? As soon as he told me he was an ugly kid, everything made sense. It just clicked. It was like, bing. Makes sense. The picture's starting to piece together now.
Here's the thing. A man's looks aren't as important as you think, because like I said before, men are able to make up in other ways. But men effectively are all ugly when they're young because they're not able to provide security, which is the most important thing that women look for. Men really don't blossom until they're older anyway, because the things that make us attractive take time to acquire.
Okay,
At
but you
18
can
years
still be an
old-
attractive man. People can look at you and go, actually, you're really attractive.
But that doesn't mean you're gonna get women to take you seriously. You could be a handsome guy and get some pussy here and there, but are you gonna be able to keep them? Are you gonna be able to get them to respect you? No. When women become 30, it's kind of downhill from there. For us, when we become 30, it's all uphill.
Okay.
If we do the work.
So women depreciate with age.
Absolutely.
You don't think women can age like fine wine? Because I think a lot of women get better with age.
Fuck no.
Yeah, my sister, she was a
Fuck
very
no.
late bloomer, but she's absolutely stunning now.
Yeah, that's your sister. Of course you're gonna be biased.
Yeah, I'm not biased, actually.
Yeah.
Loads of people
Well,
have
she's
that
probably
same-
mid, to be honest. Her sister's absolutely mid. Anytime a girl like sensationalizes their friend or their sibling, they're mid.
Why? We're trying to say I'm mid.
How old are you?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, exactly. See, you couldn't even,
But
you
with
didn't
my
even
age,
want to say how old you
because
are.
my age was going to change your answer.
There you go.
Because you couldn't just say, oh, no, yes, or no. You were going to judge it by how old I am.
Look at her avoiding it. I got her on the ropes now.
I don't even know what his issues are. That's the problem. They're that deep-rooted, I can't even figure them out.
No one cares about older women in their 40s. Men universally want younger women, and women know this. So once they get of a certain age, they don't want to say their age anymore.
He doesn't understand women. He understands his perspective of women and his experience with women, which has damaged him, and now he has no respect for women. I think women gain value as they age too. I think this whole going for younger women is because men like to manipulate women, and they can't manipulate women when they've got past a certain age because they've got way too much experience behind them now. Younger girls who haven't lived, not necessarily, that's not necessarily true at all. In your experience, yes, I know you've been traumatized. I'm saying with a lot of women.
So you're saying men value experience?
No, I'm saying men value manipulation for younger women. You go for young women because they're easier to handle, they're easier to maintain. They haven't had the relationship experiences, they've not had life experience to shape them, to shift them, to build them. You want to build them.
That shit, man. We want girls that aren't used and abused.
Men manipulate young women.
Let me ask you a question.
Go on.
You're gonna do a cross-country trip across Europe, right? And you need to get a car. Can't get any type of mechanical help or anything else like that. You have to drive straight through, all right? You got two options. You got a 2002 Honda, right, with 100,000 plus miles on it, okay? Or you got a brand new Honda, 2024, with 0 miles on it. Which one are you gonna use to make that long ass journey? Which one would you prefer?
I'm gonna go with the older one.
You're not gonna get no mechanical help.
But guess what?
You're gonna be stuck on the road.
We're not mechanical problems.
Hold on. So you're gonna take the newer one because you don't wanna get stuck on the side of the road, which is cool. That perfectly signifies marriage and relationships. I don't want to use a used up car that's been through the ringer and take it through the long journey of marriage. I want a car that's going to go off of my lead, a car that hasn't been used, a car that doesn't have issues, a car that doesn't have bad Carfax on it. That's how men operate. We want girls that are inexperienced.
Men, they say they're high value, I've got this, I've got that. If you're so high value, get a woman your own age who's got the same experiences, no, you can't. Because you can't manipulate them, you can't morph them into these things. You go for younger girls that you can raise. It's like grooming, and you not even realize it. It's like grooming.
Women want men that are tall, charming, experienced, make money, etc. They want older men, right? Men, however, we want the opposite. We want younger women because we want someone that will not give us a headache, follow our lead. You want someone that's going to lead you, so that means they need experience. Why is this the beginning of time?
But I think with women.
But let me ask you this.
Go on.
This is the beginning of time. Why have men always wanted virgin women?
Most men wouldn't. I don't know, because of shit in bed and she won't ever know.
Men value inexperience. Men want inexperience, guys. Don't sit there and let these girls sell you fucking used cars saying, no, you want a used car.
But what I'm trying to say is, a woman that's older and that has had experience, she knows who she is. I'm not saying experience sexually, I'm saying life experiences.
That's what it means.
If you went and got an 18-year-old girl, yes, she would morph to you and do all of these things, but guess what? In a few years when she's had some more life experience, she's probably going to leave you. She's good, because then she's going to want to find herself. Women that are older, they've already found themselves. They know who they are. An 18-year-old doesn't know who she is. She's
translation, because you just said a bunch of womanese.
And don't say sexually, because I didn't
mean sexually. When a girl says, find myself, whore. When a girl says, finding myself, translation, I'm going to be a whore for a period of time.
18-year-old doesn't know who she is. She doesn't know what her mothers are. She doesn't know what she stands for. And she doesn't know what she can tolerate and what she can't tolerate in life. She's not had enough experience to make them decisions, okay? So that car, the old car, is probably going to cut through the side roads because it's really fucking experienced, yeah, and it's going to get there without breaking down because it knows the route. This one's going to trample along, yeah, and she's going to get a few bumps in the road because she didn't know which ones to avoid. And guess what? She's probably going to break down before the old one because she's not experienced. But you're missing the whole point here.
What do men want? Men want inexperience. We don't care about y'all experience.
But then when she leaves, and then what? She's not experienced, and she doesn't know what you need. She doesn't know what you want. She's not going to be able to be what you need. You're going to have to teach her.
You got to teach her.
And then when you taught her,
that's your job as a man.
She's probably going to leave you because she's going to realize that you're not actually that great.
Get it done, guys. No. If my girl can't get along with my mom, I know something's wrong with her. No, my mom comes first.
He's a mommy's boy.
As much as you say I hate women and all these other things, it was my mom that awared me on all this stuff.
Wow.
And she warned me that, hey, American women, Western women aren't going to stick with you through thick and thin. I come from a Muslim background. My family's Sudanese. So it's a little bit different compared to Western culture.
The way he is makes a lot of sense when he talks about how his parents raised him and how his parents were growing up. What would you do if I went to prison for 2 years?
I'd have other chicks, and then I'd greet you on your way out.
What if I went to jail for you? So I was riding it for you, so you did something, I didn't snitch. But my one condition was that you had to be loyal to me.
I would tell you that's not how I show loyalty. I show loyalty by when you come out, you're never going to work again.
But I'm saying to you, look, I really want you to do this one thing for me, and it's just to wait for me for 2 years.
You don't dictate those terms.
Wow. So you would never be loyal under any circumstance?
You're never going to work again when you get out. That's more
but
important
you're
than me
still going to
fucking
go and
bitches.
have sex with people. It's not more important. I'd
That is
rather
more
a man
important.
be loyal to me than provide for me financially. I'll just snitch then and you can go to jail and you won't have to fuck no one then, will you, mate? Actually, you'd probably enjoy that because there's men in prison, no women to deal with.
I didn't bust my ass to make this money and become successful and go to the gym to fuck one bitch. That's dumb.
Was your dad monogamous
That's
to your
dumb.
mum?
Yeah, because he was a brokey. He had to be.
If your dad cheated on your mum, how would you feel?
I'd applaud him. I'd be like, fuck yeah, you got your money up, man.
How do you think mum would feel?
You know what? She wouldn't leave. She's a real one. She would be like, damn, okay.
If it was continuous,
She wouldn't leave.
do you think she'd be happy with the dynamics of that relationship though?
She knows how it is.
Okay. His mum is 100% leaving. She sounds like a great woman. She is not staying if he cheated on her.
Ridiculous. But no, he was monogamous to her, to my knowledge.
Because he knows the right way to be.
We could be full and still look at the menu. We're not like women, man. You guys, when you're with a man that you love and respect, you're like, all men are invisible and so
Literally,
loyal.
tunnel vision.
And so loyal.
Yeah.
We're not like that.
Well, learn to be.
Huh?
Learn. You learn how to do all these other cool
Okay,
tricks.
how about this? Learn
to
to
be
like
loyal.
a guy that's 5'1".
Happily.
Do you have one?
No.
Okay, there you go.
Don't try and throw another thing in the works.
Stop avoiding the question. This is what women do all the time. God damn it. When you learn to like 5'1" guys, I'll learn to be with one woman.
5'5", if he was 5'5".
All right, well, I get 5 women then.
Okay, but if he was 5'5", but he was everything that I've ever wanted in a man, yes, I would make that sacrifice, and I would say, okay,
I'll make
cool.
that sacrifice. 5 women. There's no way she'd be with a guy that's 5'5". She's lying about that too. Men of status have always had more than one woman. Every single time. Martin Luther King was smashing hoes.
Where did you get that one from?
And he did a bunch of stuff for civil rights. Great men always cheat, man.
You should get that on a t-shirt.
I think I should actually. Great men
Great
cheat.
men cheat. Great men cheat. That's his slogan. Get it on a t-shirt. Fuck off with it. You're the only person who's going to buy it.
Churchill was probably smashing some hoes since we're here in London. He definitely was smashing some hoes. Probably Germans too. Can't even take herself seriously, guys, see?
What would you do if I proposed to you?
I would never get down on one knee.
Why would you never get down on one knee?
She wants the relationship for me. She wants the marriage for me. Why am I going to get down on a knee? I'm the one that brings all the value.
But if it's come
Women
to the
also, I
point
believe, need to ask you on a date, not date. She needs to ask you to be her girlfriend, or her boyfriend, excuse me.
That is the most ridiculous statement I've ever heard.
Absolutely.
A woman
Yeah.
needs to go into her masculine and ask you to be my partner.
Well, here's the thing. Women don't overtly do it. They always do it the sneaky way. What are we? Where do we stand? Etc. That is her basically asking you out. That's what I'm saying. It needs to get to that point where she's asking.
But do you see why they ask the man? Because the man leads the relationship. The man dictates the stage of the relationship. Hence, you guys have to ask us.
No. See, that is in an old world where women weren't. But nowadays, since we have feminism and we have all these bad habits from women, women need to ask for relationships, and I'll tell you why. They want to go to the club, they want to travel, they want to have guy friends, they want to do all this stupid shit, right? I have to have my standards and boundaries and be really strong with them to circumvent and, combat all the fuckery that feminism has done.
But you wouldn't have a
Hold on, let me
relationship with
finish.
any of these women.
Let me finish. If I ask her for a relationship, what I've effectively done is said, you are fine the way that you are. I want a relationship with you. And then she can go ahead and reserve the right to change it anytime because I asked for the relationship. But if I say, hey, I don't, commit to girls that do X, Y, Z, well, guess what? She's going to shape up if she wants to go ahead and get this relationship. It's like a job interview. Men are the employers, women are the employees. You have to have certain standards. I treat every girl like a job applicant. And I'm a prestigious law firm. You got to go to Cornell for this.
I can't believe what I've just heard. Is that actually how you think?
Absolutely.
Like genuinely, you're not saying that, you think
I am.
that.
Everything you've heard
You
today.
think women have to apply, so
Yes.
you're the prize,
Absolutely.
but you're traditional.
Yes.
Backwards.
Because
traditional men know they chase after a woman. That woman is the prize. Women are the prize, not the men. It's been that way since the beginning. We all know it. That's one thing that's been undisputed. Women make things better. They are the added value that a man needs. A woman brings so much value to your relationship.
men are the prize because men have to bring way more to the table than women do to get a relationship. So therefore, we are the prize.
That's not true.
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
No, that's not true.
Men are the prize, not women, and you guys need to hold yourselves to that standard. That's how women respect you. Do you find most men attractive or unattractive?
Unattractive.
So would it be fair to say that you're picky?
Yes, very.
Okay. So if you find that guy, would it be fair to say that he's probably in the top 1 or 2% of men? Mm-hmm. By definition, he's the prize. Thank you.
No, I'm the prize.
Thank you.
I'm the prize.
Like, If
Because
you're
I
picky,
picked you.
and you pick the top 2% of guys,
Yeah.
that means
Because I'm the top 2% of women, so we're both the prize. Well done, we got a great match.
No,
Yes.
not true.
Yes.
Not true at all.
So you don't think any woman is a valuable prize? You don't think you wouldn't ever meet a woman and be like, you know what? She is a prize.
No, there's great girls out there.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the man is the prize, and that's how it's got to work.
The man can't be the prize. It just the dynamic doesn't work anymore.
In every relationship, there needs to be the adored
And the adorer.
the adorer. The adorer gets more emotional stimulation, right, than the adored. Guess who needs to have emotional stimulation to be happy in a relationship? The woman.
Men.
No, we don't need emotional stimuli to be
You
with a girl.
do. You just don't even realize it.
No, we don't.
You have gone through so much.
We
with
are
women.
totally content with our girl being quiet, serving us sandwiches.
You are. He loves the sandwiches, guy.
Sandwiches are great.
We both need
We don't.
emotional stimulation. Yes, we do, but men feel like they don't, and they don't feel it, they don't show it, and it's
We
damaging
don't
for
need
men.
it to the same degree that you guys need
No,
it.
because we are slightly more emotional, but we
Yeah,
both
way
need
more
it.
emotional.
We both need
okay,
it.
but women need it to a higher degree. So since women need it to a higher degree, they need to be in the adorer position. Okay? And on top of that, since women are hypergamous, which I mentioned before, they need to feel like they're with the best guy. What represents that a woman is with the best guy better than her chasing that guy's validation? It doesn't work the other way around, because when you pedestalize women, or she thinks she's better than you,
Why can't you pedestal each other?
that doesn't make sense.
Why?
That's like saying,
I can adore you. You can adore me. I can lift you up. You can lift me up. And it's a
the term
team
pedestalization
effort.
in itself
It's
infers,
putting someone on a pedestal.
it infers there's a better party.
I understand that, but
You can't both pedestalize each other.
you
That's
can. You can have one day on it.
Oh,
I'll hop off,
and
and
you know
you
what?
can
I'm
jump
a
on.
smart retard.
But why would you be the protector of a woman if she's meant to be looking after you and doing all of these things and admiring, worshiping you? Shouldn't we be the ones protecting you then? If
That's
you're
how
so
loyal we
high
are.
up here.
Yeah, that's how loyal we are.
No, that's not.
That's how loyal men
Women
are.
are supposed to be
We'll
held
protect
up
somebody
here,
that's
and
inferior
you
to
protect
us.
it because they're valuable,
Thank
because
you.
they're the
Prove
prize.
my point.
No.
We will sit there and protect someone that's inferior to us. That is the definition of loyalty. That's what I said at the top of the show. I said men are more loyal than women, and we'll sit there and protect someone that's inferior to us, weaker than us, dumber than us. It sucks at everything, by the way, which I mentioned, to include driving, right? We'll sit there and protect y'all because we're that fucking loyal.
But you still go and fuck other people, so there's no loyalties whatsoever.
If I pedestalize you, that infers you have more value than me. If I infer that you have more value than me, that means that you're with a lower status man. If you perceive
so
me,
scared.
hold on. If you perceive me as lower status, you lose respect for me. If you lose respect for me, you don't fuck me anymore. That's where most guys are. They're sitting there pedestalizing girl. Please, I hope you like me. No, the girl needs to like the guy more. Going back to my thing. This is why women need to ask the guy to be in a relationship. Because when a woman asks for the relationship, the guy can put his standards. He can make her actually appreciate the position that she gets in, aka the law firm. Because if you work your ass off to get into a law firm that has high standards, guess what? You're not fucking leaving because it was really hard for you to get it. Women only respect what they have to work to get. And since women don't work for anything in life, remember hence what I said before, living life on easy mode, they need to work hard to get the man that they want.
Women don't need to work for
They do.
men.
They
You
do.
even said it yourself. Women have life on easy mode. Why do we need to work
They do.
when a million men will have us without any
the only
work?
thing women should work for is for their man.
When it's their man, then they
To
work
get the man that
together.
they want.
No, because why am I going to work for you, right, when I can have a million men?
That makes you a whore.
No, I'm not going to have a million men. I'm saying
Oh,
my options
fantastic.
are
Well, look at
a
that.
million men that are going to.
Well, you said yourself you only want the top 2%, right?
Yeah, okay, and in that top 2%, they're all going to admire me. They're all going to bring me up. They're all going to elevate me. They're all going to admire me and make me feel great as a woman and make me feel feminine. But you want me to work for you? I'm not going to pick you. I'm not going to ask you to be my partner because now you're making me masculine. I don't want to be my masculine. I'm going to find someone who's going to keep me my feminine in all senses.
Do you want the job or not?
No, absolutely not.
So then
I
you
resign.
end up being unemployed.
By you,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna go get a better job with
where?
someone else.
With a simp?
Who's gonna ask me?
Who's not
No,
going to protect and
I
provide
think
for
this
you?
whole
That's
simp
going to
thing-
say, let's split the bill. That's going to be 5'1".
There's
Oh,
men out there that will provide and protect and still keep you in your feminine and not make you graft like you're on a job interview. That's ridiculous.
women only appreciate what they work for, and unfortunately, that's the world that we're in now, where we have so many entitled women.
I think that's very
They need
false.
to work. They need to. Well, you don't know because you're not a man. You never dealt with women from a male perspective as a male.
Yeah,
So
I
you
don't think
understand
you've dealt
how
with
they're-
women probably from a male perspective. I don't know what kind of
I'm a
women.
guy.
Yeah, but what women
I
are you
deal with them all
dealing
the
with?
time.
What women?
Thousands at this point.
Okay, but I don't think they have the right mindsets to be dating because no woman is going to want to feel like she's on a
Then
job
take
interview.
that up with them. But
You-
the point I'm trying to make is that The girl needs to feel like she has the best man that she can get, and the only way that she could feel that way is she needs to feel like she has the prize. For her to feel like she has the prize, you have to be better than her. For her to be
Yeah, you know what it is. You like women that you can
interview.
manipulate into thinking that they're
Oh, here we
smaller
go.
or less worthy than you.
You're manipulating this conversation right now from
I'm
the
not
argument.
manipulating the conversation. I'm just saying, from a viewpoint, it seems like you like women that you can manipulate into thinking that you're the best thing that they've ever had in order for them to feel like that it's okay that he cheats on me because I've got a prize. Absolutely not.
That's a fact, though.
No, it's not a fact.
It is a fact.
It's not a fact.
It's a statistical fact. Like, I don't want to be an asshole or anything, but if a girl's with me, they're like, yeah, it's a statistical fact that she's like with one
You
of the
can
best.
view it like that. That's absolutely fine. But you will only find a woman that will accept you or ask you to be her partner and go into that role because she has low self-esteem or she has low self-worth. She needs your validation.
No,
she needs some
she's
sort of
intelligent.
validation.
She understands that I got a top tier guy. I need to deal with top tier problems.
And if she's a top tier woman, she's not going to deal with that.
A woman is only top tier if she's with a top tier guy.
That's
A woman's value is directly tied to her ability to garner to get a man to take her seriously. We don't give a shit about y'all money. We don't care about your guys' status. We don't care about anything that you guys bring to the table besides your looks. And the reality is, when a woman walks into a room, they don't ask her, oh, what do you do for a living, blah, blah, blah. You guys hug each other and say, oh, do you have a boyfriend? Do you have kids? Etc. Women's values derive from their ability to garner a family with the best man that they can get. No one cares about your career. When two men meet, we shake hands. What do you do for a living? You guys meet, hug. Do you have kids? And if you don't have kids, you're a failure. If you don't have kids, you're a failure. If you don't have a man, you're a failure. I genuinely think if a woman's in her 30s and she doesn't have a man, she's fucked. She failed in life. She's failed.
wow.
She's failed because you only have one job: be attractive and find a guy. And men are simple. So if you can't get a guy to take you seriously, your standards are too goddamn high, probably most of the time.
And what's wrong with having high standards?
Well, there's nothing wrong with having high standards. The problem is that what are your standards relative to your sexual market value? And that's where women have issues. They'll be a 5 thinking they deserve a 9. It ain't happening. You might fuck that 9, but you ain't gonna get him to take you seriously. There's a reason why a woman takes a man's last name and not the other way around. A woman's value is directly tied to, can you land a man of higher value? Can you land him? And I would argue most women can't. They can't keep a guy. That's why most women are single.
Well, thank you for coming down. Did you have a nice conversation, even though you had to hear a woman speak for longer than desired?
Oh man, it was a terrible time, but I'm
Was
still
it?
here. I'm just kidding. No, it was fun. It was fun. It's always, good to, let women know that they're inferior. It's always fun. And tell them the truth about how the world really works, man. Sandwiches, sex, and sustenance. That works out.
You can get that on the back of your t-shirt.
I should
Great men
actually.
cheat. It was very interesting. Very interesting. Just when I thought I had an understanding of how men think, Myron came.
Like every other day, you know how girls are.
Yeah, I actually thought he was a very secure man, but I've realised he's not. He's really riddled with trauma, like most men. And in return, instead of dealing with it, because, men are emotional beings, they don't know how to process, take it out on women.
She came with the same arguments that every other girl does, so I am the grill.
I wouldn't see Myron again. He's a serial cheater. He's never going to stop cheating, and he has no respect for women. So I could never be with someone like that.
For sex?
Well, you make your mind up.
Sex only. Recreational use only.
I think he did handle the grilling well, and I think he tried to grill me back. I think anytime I had anything to say, he always had something to say back, even if it meant I didn't get to speak.
She's probably gonna give me a 1 because she's angry that she lost the debate. Would I rate myself as far as how the date went, or 10 out of 10? She got defeated, man. This. I didn't go on this date to get to know her. No, it was on. Once she didn't want to stand up, I was like, hey man, you gotta take this out.
I'm gonna give Myron 5.5.
Why?
I don't like him, to be honest.